Good evening. My name is Miss Mavungu. Today we will be discussing why cell biology is important and why it should be taught to FET students, in particular grade 10 students. Okay, before we get into that, let me talk about why life science is important in itself. Life science is all about how life occurs on Earth. It discusses the principles of life and their interconnected systems. It further discusses the maintenance of a stable, balanced life in the biosphere, with links to other fields such as physiology, agriculture, and technology. Let's go back to why cell biology in particular is important. Cell biology provides us with knowledge of how cells work in a healthy and diseased state. With this knowledge, we can develop more effective medicine, plants with improved quality, or even solve crimes. This is very important in a country like South Africa, where crime rates are escalated and healthcare is very inaccessible in certain areas, such as rural areas, right? According to the CAPS document, the specific aim 3 talks about how it is important to install values and application of life science knowledge to industries. And this is important or in line with what us as educators aim to do. We are aiming to produce students who are able to function in South Africa in their careers. Okay, so now we are going to go in and talk about this project. This project aims to incorporate specific skills that are mentioned in specific aim 1 of the CAPS document. Skills such as accessing information from various sources, recalling information. For example, in grade 9, students are exposed to plant cells and animal cells, where they are supposed to learn the difference between a plant cell and animal cell, and also identify these two cells, right? So we are also then looking at how they organize information through the essay that they will be writing, and how they are able to link this information or this content to indigenous knowledge. For example, let's say you come from a society that lacks vitamin A. We are trying to produce students who can go out into the world and either through pharmacology or food science find ways to solve this issue. For example, they can produce rice that contains vitamin A, or they can produce medicine or supplements that can solve this issue. This is a small way in which we are trying to help the society or the world by teaching this and having our students be able to connect information they learned in the previous year with the current information that they are obtaining through various sources or through our lessons. We are then able to produce students or scientists who are world changers, who are critical thinkers, who can go into the world, see a problem, and say, I can fix this. This will ensure we build a better South Africa. According to the curriculum, when students move from senior phase to FET, they are not just bombarded with new information. No. Instead, they are made familiar with the way the teacher will organize their learning activities. This is done through subject orientation. During this subject orientation, students are made aware of behavior that is acceptable in a science class. This is done by making sure that they understand the rules that are necessary for their safety. Thirdly, we try to connect what the learners have learned in senior phase with what they will learn, as well as the range of skills that we need them to have in FET. Fourthly, we describe how knowledge is constructed in life science and confirm a scientific approach that both the teacher and the learner will use when learning or teaching life science. Lastly, we introduce learners to some basic principles related to life science. Taking all I have said into consideration, we are going to go into this project looking at two topics. The first one being cells as a basic unit of life, and the second one being cell division, including mitosis. So, in the first topic, we are basically going to cover the following concepts. We are going to cover the fact that we are going to cover cell structures and their function. So we are going to look at the roles of each organelle, specifically focusing on their function. We are going to then look at how cells differ. Remember, in grade 9, most students, or all students actually, should have covered the difference between animal cells and plant cells and should be able to identify the difference between the two. In the second topic, we are looking at cell division, including mitosis. Okay, so students should be able to identify cells in different phases of the cell cycle, and they should be able to look at chromosomes and understand how they look like, how they function, and the role of mitosis. When looking at all of this, students are then linking it to their society by looking at a medical condition that has plagued our society for a very long time. This condition is cancer. Cancer is caused by uncontrolled cell division or growth. Okay, so this is what we are going to be covering in the project. Please refer to the assessment to look at how to tackle. We are not only going to look at cancer as an illness, but also how medical biotechnology has come through with solutions such as chemotherapy. Okay, so please do feel free to ask me any questions regarding this project, but look at it carefully as it consists of 2 tasks. Okay, so enjoy the rest of your day and I wish you all the best. Goodbye.